everyone. I want to show you how to use positioning pins because there will be a variety of places in this quilt that you use them. This is a piece, this wedge, lines up with one edge of a diamond. There are 3 points that need to be matched. One is in the sort of the center of this line and at either end. When that's the case, I generally match the points in the center and work out in either direction. When you use a positioning pin, choose a relatively long pin and push it through the piece that you're going to have on top when you sew. And I know, I can tell that that is where the matching point is on the underside piece, on the diamond. Then line up your edges so that they're not skewed one to the other. Line them up. Make sure that the positioning pin stays at a 90-degree angle to the papers. Do not take this pin and bend it sideways, because then what you're doing is moving these 2 points that were lined up. You're moving them out of position. So keep that pin straight. Take another pin and pin on either side of the positioning pin. Now when you put these pins in, come at the shapes at a low angle. Don't go straight down and then bend this pin, because you'll do the same thing as you would have with the positioning pin if you're moving it out of being lined up. Come at it sort of sideways and pin that. Now, these 2 pins will hold this point together, but I don't take this pin out until I'm sewing. I don't. Now, if everything is perfect, if you put your pin here through this point, it will match up with the point on the other side, and it does. Sometimes I just leave it like that and don't add another pin, but if you don't want to do that, you can put a pin here. And you can also match up the far point. So here I'm going to put a pin there, and then I want to spot the place on the other side. Actually, the easiest way to do this, and remember in another video I had said that you could use a bit of fabric glue here, and I'm put a little bit of fabric glue on the paper to help hold that point in place. Then I'm going to lay the paper down and let it line up, and then double check to make sure that my points match, and they do. So you can either here put a pin farther out. I would probably come a little farther down, knowing that when I sew, those points are going to line right up. Now, when I'm sewing something like this in the machine, remember I said I leave these positioning pins in. I would put this shape in the machine, sewing it with a straight stitch. I'd start off the end and sew. As you get close to a pin, remove it. Don't sew over it. As I get closer to this pin, because it's shoved through, it's lifting up, I will, as the shape is advancing under the presser foot, I'll push the paper down next to the throat plate, and when I need to remove this vertical positioning pin, I do when it's in the way. But I kind of like to hold those points together with the pin until I can't do it anymore. Then when you get to about here sewing, you'll have to take this pin out. You can sew to the point, maybe a stitch or 2 beyond, and then you have to take out the next one. And the same thing here with this vertical positioning pin. I leave it in there as long as I can, using it to hold those 2 points together so that they don't move apart. I hope you found this to be helpful. Enjoy your sewing, and don't forget to use those positioning pins.